Hey guys, it's Doug here with your Week 9 MyStstLab Problem 1 example. And we'll look at the problem here. Developer wants to know if the houses in two different neighborhoods were built roughly at the same time. She takes a random sample of 6 houses from each neighborhood and find their ages from local records. And the data is here. So we have the age of the houses in neighborhood 1, the ages of the houses in neighborhood 2. First part of our problem asks us to find the sample means for each neighborhood. Well, we know the mean is basically the average there, and in Excel that's what we do. We find the average. So let's go ahead and let Excel do that for us. So our sample mean for neighborhood 1, which is our Y bar 1, we'll start typing in the formula equals, start typing average. There it is right there. Click on it, it's asking us for the data. So let's highlight our data. And all we have to do is hit enter. And there we have it. The sample mean for neighborhood 1 is 54 years. So we'll do the same thing for neighborhood 2. Again, equals, average, highlight our data, hit enter, and now we have that too. So neighborhood 1 has a sample mean of 54 years, and sample 2 has a mean of 48 years. So on to part B. Find the estimated difference of the mean ages of the two neighborhoods. Well, here's a tough one here, guys. We want to know the difference between the two. So let Excel do that for us also. Equals neighborhood 1 minus neighborhood 2, enter, and there we have it. The average, the estimated difference of the mean ages of the two neighborhoods is 6 years. So now we're on to part C. Find the sample variance for each neighborhood. Well, here again, Excel will do that for us very easily, so let's let it. So we'll start with our sample variance of neighborhood 1, and we'll just start typing equals in the word variance. And there it is, VAR, variance. And again, we just highlight our data, which is these 6 numbers here, hit enter. There's our variance for neighborhood 1. So let's do the same thing for neighborhood 2, equals, variance, click on variance, highlight our data, hit enter, and there we have our variance for neighborhood 2. Okay, that's it for part C. Part D. Now we're going to find the sample standard deviation for each neighborhood. Again, heck, let's let Excel do it for us. So we'll type equals, start typing the word standard deviation. There it is. And again, it asks for our data. So we just highlight our data for neighborhood 1, enter. The standard deviation is 9.86. So we can go on to neighborhood 2, do the same thing, equals ST, and there's standard deviation. Highlight that also, hit enter, and the standard deviation for neighborhood 2 is 11.05. So neighborhood 1 at 9.86. The standard deviation of neighborhood 2, 11.05. So now let's move on to the last part of this problem. And the last part asks us to find the standard error of the difference of the two sample means. And I've written right here that the formula is on page 382 of your text. You may want to have that open as you're looking at this just so you can see it written out there, because I'm going to let Excel do it for us. But we're basically finding the square root of our variance divided by n, which would be 6 since we have 6 samples in our data, plus the variance of neighborhood 2 divided by the same thing, in this case 6, because there's also 6 there. This is a little bit longer formula, but Excel does it for us pretty simply, and we're going to let it do its job. So we know we're going to have to find the square root, so I'm going to start with equals. Start typing square root. I have it there. Now we need to enter our data, and I'm going to use even more parentheses here, so I want to make sure I get this right. So I know the first part is our variance for neighborhood 1 divided by n. In this case, n is 6, so I can put in 6 plus, well, let's close my parentheses first there, plus, start some more parentheses, our variance of neighborhood 2 divided by, and again it's 6 since there are 6 pieces of data here, so we'll say 6 and close that parentheses, and that's it. So the square root of the variance divided by 6 plus the variance to the sample 2 divided by 6, so we're getting the square root of all of that, so we have everything in parentheses, and let's just hit enter, and there we have it. So the standard error of the difference of the two samples in this case is 6.04. There you have it. There again, each of these is in years since we're doing everything with the years or the age of these neighborhoods. But that's all there is to problem 1 from week 9 MyStstLab homework. Hope this helps you out, and we'll see you the next time.